It must be a serious concern for the people and those in power who are managing state affairs when Ugandans start running to anybody seeking for food. Those are a little polite, but there are those that have run to people's houses to break them. Just last week, a teacher from Kyambogo University was murdered by young men, 4 of them, who found him at the staff quarters of Kyambogo teachers, record himself playing basketball. They came 6:30, hit him on the head, took the phone. Unfortunately, a few minutes after he was taken to hospital, he died. Those and many stories are now common, where border riders, bypassing people, women carrying bags, they grab them. Bypassing people, speaking on the phone, they grab the phone. Others are breaking into people's houses. And if you went and spoke to many of them, it is because of the dire need. We told government that if you are locking down and you are telling Ugandans what to do, what is the responsibility of government? Because what government should have done is you tell people keep home, then what? Because we misused the last lockdown, where about 4 trillion of money was eaten and nothing was done. No hospitals, no drugs, no ICUs. We have had medical workers not being paid for. So, and it created a lot of poverty. About 5 million Ugandans who had jobs lost them. Teachers of nursery schools since then have never gone back to work, therefore not earning, because there's no nursery school that is public. So they are private, and private owners pay you depending on how much they earn. Bouncers, very strong young men, with a lot of energy, but nothing to do. And then you locked down, uplifted. A few months after that lockdown, we had another lockdown. Last time, the kind of food that was given was a drop in an ocean. Food that will never take someone for 2 weeks, but we are locked for about 5 months. Now some people have been locked for more than the 42 days, because remember there are some days that Mr. Museveni announced, then he came back for the 42 days. When you calculate the 100,000, Madam Nabanja has been giving out, even to those who got. Per day, one person was allocated 2,300 shillings. So that means somebody can only depend on his commando, which is 2 chapatis and beans. No tea, no nothing, no rent, no what. We have advised government to remove taxes on water, on electricity. Talk to the landlords. Government has refused. So now, I have issues with politicians who eventually start giving out food. Those politicians have been very quiet. They don't know the responsibility. Now, they want to go and gain political capital. They are also aware what they are giving out is not enough. You see someone giving a few kilos of portion, 5-2, a bunch of matoke, and the like. For how long? So no wonder, because as you are aware, when you look at the statistics of Ubos, even before COVID came, about 9 million Ugandans were spending a day without eating. The number of people who have no jobs are up there. Just the other IMF gave out some statistics and was showing that Uganda's poverty has increased by 7%. Increased. And increase, that means an additional 7% has been added on the already poor people. Uganda has about 10 million households. More than half of Ugandans have nothing to eat. You are aware that Bank of Uganda 2 years ago told us Ugandans, about 40% of them, spend a month without touching a shilling. Somebody comes, gives not even a million shilling, even how he calculated it, 100,000. And she's just thumping, yes, we have done it. What have you done? I want to tell the people in power, the middle class, the mafias, the vampires of this country, the greedy hyenas, that you are not going to sleep in your good houses, in your faces, unless if the poor people are hungry. These hungry people will come to you. Now they are begging. I want to give you an example. You go on the streets during jam and see these young Karamajongs. Those who are kids will beg. The more they grow, even the tone of begging changes. When they get about 10 years to 12, now what happens to them when they get 15? If you have a country where they tell you, the monitor wrote some time back, that people kill those young men in the ghettos, are paid 50,000 to kill a person. So what you guys are seeing, people come into your houses, you are politicking, pretending to save a few. Yesterday on our village here, we are trying to give out food. We were able to give about 400, and people were screaming, people were crying, people were fighting to get that food. Those who didn't get, you would literally see them want to grab from those who have gotten the food. But what was only helping that they knew each other, and it was in the morning hours. Had we given out that food at about 8 in the evening, would the old women go back with the food? So if we do not address the issue of inequality, to think that when you want food at home, even your neighbor wants it. If you have a good television, even your neighbor wants it. If you have a good house, it's the same. If your kids are going to school, it's the same. We are drawing battle lines. And this kind of battle, nobody is a winner. But you who have will lose a lot.
Mr. KAIJA, do you agree they call relief money?
No, so that they missed out because they don't have. Otherwise, if you have a 50 kilogram bag or even 10 kilograms, why would you go and... You know, going to beg is not a source of pride. Going to beg is losing your pride. You're a beggar. Nobody would want to be called a beggar. Everybody would want to have. No man would want to depend on another. Every man would want to have whatever they want, whatever the printed things they want, and provide for their people. But if you do not, if you see someone coming to you to ask for 1,000 shillings, then you know that person must have swallowed his pride. Because they know you will say no. They know even when you say yes, you will tell another. Nobody wants to be talked about in the village that that person cannot provide for their families. So when you see people lining up, it is the captivity I've been talking about. It is actually undressing you, your fellow man, undressing them, that these are the ones. When yesterday they were giving out food here, I could not even take a photo. Because these are people who have grown up knowing. I wouldn't want to shame them, but you know, you would feel crying in the heart. But even so and so has come to line up, even so and so. And you would see them literally thanking, like, you know, seeking blessing for whoever engaged in the contribution of the food.
What should be done at this time?
What must be done by the politicians who are using this for politicking is to face those who will give our taxes. A lot of money has come from wherever, World Bank, IMF and other donor countries. A lot of money has been collected from our taxes. Collect that money and give back to the people. Reduce taxes, remove taxes from essential goods. So that if somebody wants to go and buy Posho, if somebody wants to go and buy beans, someone wants to go and cooking oil, anything that we think is essential in the livelihood of an individual, government should right now waive taxes. So that if somebody has 10,000 shillings, it buys more goods than it used to do. If we don't do that, if we don't care for the others, let me tell you, are going to have a group of the haves and have-nots. There is some kind of apartheid in this country. It's only that this time it's not in color, it's in income. That wide gap is going to cause a problem. It is a time bomb that is about to explode. If we do nothing and sleep, we will not sleep. As you have seen, you've seen or even heard reports from your colleagues, people dropping, fainting because of hunger. You have seen or heard people die in their houses because of hunger. When you have the majority population who have no income, who also, all those who have what we call a subsistence income, what they earn is what they eat, the juakari, people who have no social security. That is why we are asking government to even actually allow employees to access NSSF money. NSSF money is for money for people who work in the private sector, not for those who work in the government. So most private sector companies stopped paying salaries. So what happens to the person, because it is called social security. Social security helps someone if I am not well. So you have my social security money and you have it and can't help me, then it ceases to be. Why would I go and beg if there is my money? And then you say those who can access it must be 45 and must have contributed for 10 years. So if somebody is 45 and has contributed 5, 8, 9, 9.5, cannot access the money. If somebody is 40 years and has contributed for 20 years, cannot access their money. What kind of unfairness is that?
Okay.